in my cipher, I revolve around scientists.
See, yeah, man, yo, we dealing with understanding, right? And boom, see, you understand everything too, and understanding everything breaks down to mathematics, you know? Because what is physics? Physics is the study of the laws of energy and matter. Stars, you know what I mean? Interaction between energy and matter, which is everything. So physics is the study of laws between everything, right? And they say the language of physics is mathematics. So take that in. That's telling you that the language to study the interactions between all things is mathematics. Because you need mathematics to study all things. So that's why you see me dealing with these, like, supreme mathematics, basically, like, supreme mathematics is key to understanding man's relationship to the universe. You know what I mean? That's like a degree in what we teach. You know what I mean? Which is like a set of lessons, you know, like beginning curriculum, or, you know what I mean? Coming into your lessons, you know, we have something called what we teach, right? And it's dealing with mathematics, and it's talking about how it's the key to understanding man's relationship to the universe, right? And it's because everything's mathematical. Like, you know, you cannot have the civilization without using mathematics, right? And it's like, it's not that to say like, oh, we use mathematics to describe nature and that's just what it is. It's like the nature of nature itself is that it's mathematical. The nature. That's why you have within nature shit like the Fibonacci sequence. You know what I mean? And all these natural patterns that occur. Like, you can break down all these natural phenomena to patterns.
What's the Fibonacci sequence? What is that?
Imagine if there was a perfect number, a single number so flawless it formed the basis for all art and music. A number so important that it could be used across the disciplines of mathematics and physics, and a number so profoundly purposeful that the natural world and the universe would bend to its whims. That number is 1.618034. The Fibonacci sequence is a string of numbers that begins with 0 and 1, which can be extended infinitely by adding up any two consecutive numbers to find the next in the sequence.
The Fibonacci sequence, like the golden ratio, you know, how it's a ratio that's found all throughout nature that shows similarities between the growth patterns of things, be it it's the ratio at which a spiral grows on particular like seashells and shit like that. I'll pull it up too, like, hold up, it's sick. Like,
how do you spell that? Fibonacci sequence?
Fibonacci sequence, Fibonacci, 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 Fibonacci. Hold up, Fibonacci, Fibonacci. You have a look, the Fibonacci sequence. In mathematics, the Fibonacci number is commonly denoted as Fibonacci.
The sequence was introduced to the West in 1202 by Leonardo of Pisa, also known as Fibonacci, although it had already been identified by Indian mathematicians over 1,000 years beforehand. But this guy from Pisa shouted first, so he gets to name it after himself. That's just how things work.
It's a mathematical pattern that's found in the growth of plants and different organisms. Sure. You know what I mean? So it's like, yo, all these things are growing based on a particular pattern. It's not random. You know what I mean? So that's what I'm saying. The whole point of me bringing up the Fibonacci sequence and all that is to show you that mathematics is deeply interwoven into nature itself. You see what I'm saying? So that's why we use supreme mathematics.
And today we apply this knowledge in all manner of practical ways. Search algorithms, stock trading, gambling odds all make use of the Fibonacci sequence. But the way in which you have most likely encountered it is via the mysterious golden ratio, which appears in more random stuff than MSG and Jesse Hyman combined.
even in social interaction, it's like, yo, if you become aware of people, right, in psychology on a particular degree, you can break things down. That's why they have things called the social sciences and psychology. You can break down everything. Everything can be broken down in mathematics, you know what I'm saying? The planet Neptune, right? Do you know how the planet Neptune was discovered? Long story short, an astronomer doing calculations on the planets and the orbits was finding that hold up, you have Jupiter, Saturn, Uranus, then Neptune, boom. So you have Uranus, which is the seventh planet, right? Uranus is the seventh planet from the sun. So yeah, long story short, you have the astronomer who was doing calculations and doing the planets' orbits and realizing that there has to be, based on the orbit, or things like Uranus and, you know what I mean, seven planet, things like that, there has to be something like affecting the orbit. You know what I mean? Another massive body with a gravitate, and then like when you do the mathematics and the calculation, the beauty of math, you can like calculate that, okay, to cause this much amount of effect, it has to have a gravitational force of this, and the only thing that can have a gravitational force is something that's this big. And then it's like when you realize like that must be a planet. So he basically told the mathematician or whatever, told this astronomer, like, yo, if you point your shit up in the sky at this particular time and observe this region of space, you should observe a new planet.
And they found out that the planet Uranus was undergoing a perturbation where no other planet was. A couple of mathematician types made some calculations as to where another planet would have to be to cause those perturbations. And they made about the same time in history. One was an Englishman, the other one was a Frenchman. And the Englishman reported his hypothesis and sent it to the observatory in Greenwich, England. When the observatory type got his letter, opened it up and says, "What's this? Some mathematician is telling me that there's a new planet, so-and-so coordinates in the sky. What is this stuff?" I'm exaggerating. The Frenchman sent his findings to the observatory in Berlin. And the Berlin types said, "What's this? A new planet? If I turn my telescope so many degrees that way and so many degrees, I will find a new planet? Son of a
And then he told them, and based on the mathematical calculations, that's how they discovered the planet Neptune. So Neptune was discovered through mathematics. So was the radio wave. So was this particle called the Higgs boson. So you can, that's what I'm saying, it's a powerful thing because, long story short, you're looking into nature. You know what I mean? And understanding is important because, like, yo, check it out. It's like, yo, understanding is how you see things. It's like your goggles. So it's like, yo, if I'm super religious and I'm looking out into the world, and let's say a storm and then some next crazy shit happen, I'm gonna be like, yo, God's coming for his world. Yo, you ever heard Christian people say that? Like, God's coming for you. You probably be older Christian, like Jamaican, like Caribbean people. You never heard that?
Saying what? God's coming for the world?
Coming for his world?
His world?
Yeah, you never heard no. I heard like most older Jamaican ladies, you know. But that's how they're seeing it, you know. But long story short, it's just a storm. You know what I'm saying? So based on your understanding, it's literally goggles. Like you literally seeing everything different. You know what I'm saying? But if the universe is based on mathematics, and it's like, yo, you're looking through the world with that type of eye, you're gonna be able to see the truth of things.
Dropping some super gems today.